Y'all, it's Sherry with Tinkerbell. Happy Friday evening. Together, you and I are making your home a sanctuary, and I wanted to come on and show you a quick craft with the buffalo check scarves that I told y'all to go to Dollar Tree and get. So, hold on a second. So, here is the label. I know it's backwards. Here's the label for the buffalo check scarf. And in just a sec, I'll tell you what the SKU number is in case you want to go online and see if you can order them online. When you go on Dollar Tree and order them online, sometimes you have to buy them by the case, but if you get some of your friends to go in on the case, sometimes more affordable. So I have one buffalo check scarf that I got. I actually got a whole bunch. Y'all saw the picture of them earlier. But I got one scarf. I have a Grapevine Wreath. This one is from the craft section of Walmart. They had really nice grapevine wreaths one day. I'll put it down here so you can see me. They had really great grapevine wreaths one day for $5. That's it, just $5. And then what I did before I came on is I do have to admit I messed with this a little bit because it's super humid here in Georgia. We've had thunderstorms all night, and as a result I was afraid that the hot glue that I was going to use to attach the greenery with wasn't going to stick quick enough. So I went ahead and I attached some greenery to one side. I have some of my fern leaves, part of this bunch. It is now starting to fall apart because I've taken it apart so many times, but craft section, Walmart, and again, I know the label is backwards, but if y'all do not believe me that I got it for $5, there's the tag right there. I got it for $5. So I used some of the palm leaves that I got from Walmart. Then I used a little bit of the boxwood also that I got from Walmart. I've been so pleasantly surprised what they have had in their floral section lately sorry, I was getting a text, that I've actually snagged a lot of greenery from the Walmart floral section. So I took apart some of my fern frond, if you will, that I got from Walmart. And then this is just a little bit of the boxwood that I got. And then this is leftover greenery that I had in my craft stash. So you can do whatever kind of greenery that you want. We just wanted a little bit of pop and a little bit of texture. So let me show you what we're gonna do now. So we're gonna take one end of the scarf, and this will not take long. You're gonna lay it across the wreath somewhat like this. Okay, y'all with me? You're gonna lay it across the wreath, and it does not have to be perfect, and you're gonna wrap it around. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put just a couple dabs of hot glue just so that it stays in place. I don't want it glued down. I really want the fabric to drape, but I just want it to stay where, just lay down a bit. So I turned it over on the underside, and I'm just kind of gluing that rough edge. See, I just kind of glued the rough edge. I know the angle's kind of weird, but I just kind of glued the rough edge down. So I'm just gonna wrap it around a couple of times. Now, are y'all ready for this? Super simple. Okay, so I have wrapped it around twice. And if something like this drives you crazy, This is a little piece of the grapevine wreath that's kind of sticking up. You can back out. I kind of feel like I'm operating in a frame. You can back out that scarf and just tuck that piece of greenery or grapevine wreath in. Now this one's being stubborn, so I'm gonna cut that piece off because it does not want to lay down, and I don't want that fabric sticking up like that. See? So now you have it laying flatter. So you're just gonna kind of tuck it around. You can do it tighter, you can do it looser, but this grapevine wreath is, when we get done, it's gonna be kind of off-centered. So I'm gonna turn it back around this way. And let me put the camera down just a little. So I've got the scarf wrapped a couple of times. I like the way it's laying pretty good. Doing pretty well. Then I'm gonna mess with how I want to finish it off. So ultimately what we're gonna do is we are gonna come across the bottom, and then we are just going to drape the edge like so. So let me get it situated and I'll show you what it looks like. And we're not gonna tack the whole thing with hot glue. We're just gonna tack a little bit of it so that we've got some fabric that hangs down. But I don't want to, watch out, I don't want to just tack right here because then this would hang and it would lose its shape. So I'm gonna tack a little bit right here. Put a little dab of hot glue right there and hold it down for a sec so that the wreath or the scarf stays on the wreath. Then I want a little bit of movement across the bottom. So I have it tacked right here at the top. Oh, there's a nice big hot glue string. I have it tacked right here at the top to kind of cover the bottom of the greenery. Let me tip the camera up a little bit. To kind of cover the bottom of the greenery. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tack probably right about there, because what I want is a cascade of this fabric. So let's see. So I'm just scrunching up the fabric a little bit, and I'm gonna put a dot of hot glue in the center to just capture a little bit of the fabric. And then let's see how that looks. That's actually about what I want. And there you have the basic shape of your wreath. And this is a little hard to see. I'll post a picture when I get it all done. But all you're gonna do is put some greenery on one side and wrap the scarf around a little bit. I might mess with this. I think I want a little bit up here because I want it to fold down. So I'm gonna tuck just a little bit under this nice big branch. I have a really big branch right here that I'm just gonna tuck a little bit of the fabric underneath so that we've got a little bit more movement over here. Then when you hang it up, whoops, good thing that glue stuck. Then when you hang it up, you'll have a nice long cascade. Now, see this little guy sticking out? I'm gonna cut him off because he's a little bit rogue and he's not behaving very well. Yes, you will have those stems and pieces coming out of your grapevine wreath, and that's the point of a grapevine wreath. It's not supposed to be nice and even, but when you have those wonky ones that are going all over the place. Some people like that, some people don't mind that, and then other people just want it to be a little bit tighter and a little bit more organized. It's up to you. It's your wreath. So that's basically it. I'm gonna add one more thing because I can. I have some bling. I have a big crystal with some silver and a couple of little crystals around it. So I'm gonna add that to just give it some sparkle, because everybody needs some sparkle, right? Where do I want that? I think I want it right in there. I know you can't see it because my finger's in the way. So it sits pretty nicely right there. So I'm gonna put, I might end up using E6000 on this piece of jewelry. But for now, I'm just gonna try hot glue and see if it holds. So if you don't have some bling sitting around, it's okay, you don't need it. I'm just adding it for a little bit of extra pop, but you don't need it. You know where you can find a lot of really great blingy pieces like this is the thrift store. You can find so many of these, and you can't see it because of the lighting. You can find so many pieces of bling at the thrift store. And it might be a little heavy. Like I said, I might have to E6000 that down, but we will let the hot glue settle and then we will decide. So now I just want to, so now we have the greenery, which I did before I came on, again, because it's just super humid here and I wanted to make sure that it was gonna hold, that the hot glue was gonna hold, and I wasn't gonna need a stronger glue today. And then all we did was wrap the Dollar Tree scarf a couple of times around the bottom. And then we added some jewelry, which it's not sitting very well, is it? Let's see. I will mess with that a little bit. It might be a little bit heavy. Like I said, I might have to E6000 that. But the last thing I want to do is for this tail that's gonna hang down, I want it to be a nice cascade. So I'm just gonna tuck a little bit of the edge underneath. I'll show you. Because I have that one edge tucked underneath this piece of grapevine wreath, because remember that grapevine wreath was going all over, that piece was going all over the place. My cascade is actually gonna hang, it's gonna roll back. Instead of roll forward, it's gonna roll back, and I'm okay with that. I just wanna make sure that it keeps its shape when it's hanging on the door.